What is going on, YouTube? We are just getting started. Let me fix this light. With a little Amazon FBA Q&A, we got the TikTok live right here. We're getting into questions. Jayan, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you. We are having a messy hair day today, huh? Yo, what's up, man? How are you? What up, Net? Good to see you. Hey, Net in the YT live as well. Appreciate you, my friend. I'm doing good. How are you? After Vine reviews 3.2, can't get sales with ads now. What should I do? You say get more reviews, but how? Friends and family, Abu. I'm sure you have some people who are willing to support. There's ways around it, brother. Trust me. Trust me. And think about it. You only have, how many reviews do you have? That's how I feel. Unlucky all the time, and I'm scared, but I just worry every day I will never make it. The pause because I want to give the best advice for this scenario, because it's like, trust me, I was there, my friend. Let me just paint a picture, right? Because I can only speak on my own circumstances in life. It was very similar for me, right? I mean, like it almost felt like nothing in life would go my way. But when I really broke it down, I realized that I wasn't necessarily doing all the things that I should be in life. Hanging around the wrong crowd, doing the wrong things. I wasn't investing into myself. And so the whole thing of like, I worry that I'll never make it. The beautiful struggle of business is that there is no guarantee in a specific business that you start. But I truly do believe that the only way that you fail is if you quit and give up. You know, maybe your first product or your first business isn't the one that, creates the financial stability or financial freedom that you want, but maybe it's your second business or your third business. As long as you are persistent, as long as you are resilient, most people quit before they even get close to the finish line. Again, I can't guarantee, be like, oh, if you start this, bro, your first product is going to make X amount of money guaranteed. But again, if you stick to those fundamentals, if you will make mistakes along the way. So if you make those mistakes and learn from those mistakes, I actually heard something that I absolutely loved. If you knew that you had to fail 100 times before you achieved success, how fast would you try to fail? Right? There's more than likely you will have failures, you will have challenges, you will have hiccups before you reach success. Now, of course, you're not trying to strive to make mistakes, but if you knew that you only had to make an X amount of mistakes and learn from those mistakes and build from them, not just make a mistake, repeat the same mistake, make the mistake, repeat the same mistake, learn from them, build from them. And usually that's what makes your business better. You wouldn't fear making those mistakes. You'd actually get a little bit excited, right? Maybe not in the moment, but in hindsight, you're like, man, I'm one step closer, right? We have this funnel right now that we're working on, and it's doing okay, but it's not quite there, right? But that's the part of the journey that's a little bit exciting to me, because we start with version 1 of the funnel, and we're testing, and the results were terrible. And so we're like, okay, how do we improve this? Okay, so we start dissecting it, and we're like, hey, I think that we can make some improvements to the creative, to the messaging, XYZ. Okay, cool. So let's go make a new reiteration. And then we test that, and we're like, okay, we see a bit of an improvement. How can we improve more? And then we go in, we test again, and that test was terrible. The metrics went backwards. We're like, okay, let's maybe go back and figure something else out. And again, it's not necessary. Like, I was on a call today actually with my media buyer, and he's like, listen, he's like, well, this is like exciting. This is part of marketing that makes you win is testing and trial and error. And he made a comment to me. He's like, Luke, I know it's maybe not fun for you because you're spending your money to test these things. That is the trial and error. But I told him, I'm like, this is a part of business, brother. As long as the comment that I made was, as long as we get to the result, I'm good. In fact, all of those failures where we make a mistake and then we improve on the mistake, and then I see improvements from the changes that we make, that gets me excited. That gets me amped up because I'm like, hey, we're one step closer to the finish line. So I hope that gives some insight, man. Stay on the path. Keep in mind that where you are now doesn't dictate where you will be in the future. Nobody, and don't listen to the outside noise. People I had a vice principal tell me that I would be lucky to work at McDonald's had I kept going down the path that I was going. Was he probably correct? Yeah, I wasn't going down the best path. He had told me that after I got caught ditching school one day. So yes, wasn't going down the best path, but that's still not something that I think you ever tell to a student or a youngster. So yeah, man, like nobody was betting on me. That didn't matter because I knew the path and I knew the journey. God's plan, baby. The seed. Thank you so much for the follow, Rami. Thank you so much for the follow. Nice to see you again. You too, Soul. Appreciate those likes, my friend. Helps out the live a lot. What's your margins on that account? 40%. How long did it take you to get approved for your seller account? About a week, always. 10 reviews so far. I can't get friends and fam because I'm not from the US. What's the secret you're not saying? Oh, brother, I wish I don't gatekeep any information, Abu. So I wish there was a secret that I could give you. I don't recommend those review groups or anything like that. And Net, if you're still in the live, brother, I see your comment. I'm going to get to it right now. I don't recommend those review groups. I had a student, Abu, and I say it in the program multiple times. Don't go for the review groups. Don't go for the review groups. I had a student, she's from Australia, so same scenario. She didn't have like access to friends and family here in the States. She did Vine, but then also she wasn't brand registered, so didn't do Vine, but she went into like one of these review groups. Long story short, the review group pretty much blackmailed her and said if she doesn't pay X amount of money, they're going to tank her listing with bad reviews. It was a very trusted review group online. If you want to talk about like hustling, my friend, here's like some not black hat. Let's talk about some side note strategies that you can do. But it's like, how bad do you want it? What you can try is create social media pages for your brand. Now, I know that you're out, not in the US, but have your friends and family go follow it, go shout you out. It's free to do that. Go support, try to build a little bit of a base. Make some content for your product and try to get it popping a little bit on social media. I would recommend video content because if you can get some traction there, this actually helped me with my very first product that I launched and following brands and products that I launched in the later years. So build some traction there. And if you can get people to buy from social media, what I would do is try to create some traction where people are posting screenshots of their order on their story and tagging you and your brand in it. Because if you can do that, now you're unlocking people who you don't necessarily know. They're here in the States, they're buying your product. Oh, I see that they tagged me. Now you can start making a list of of people who you can reach out to leave reviews. That would be one thing. Or same thing, you could try to leverage social media. Maybe you know some people in the States, or maybe you just know one person in the States, because that actually could be enough for you to move the ball. So let's say you have like a cousin or a best friend who moved to the States or whatever. If you just know one person, what are the chances that one person knows 10 people? So you may have to put some capital into this, but have them reach out, maybe give them a little finder's fee for every single person they get a review from, and then reimburse people for those reviews. That could be a way for you to get that up. Can online arbitrage be profitable long-term? Yes, I think every business model has the potential to be profitable long-term. Let's get to Net's question, and then we'll go back to TikTok. I took your advice yesterday, launched into Vine again, but this time I did 30 units. I got one organic sale with 0 ads. I have some faith in this product now. Let's go, Net. Yeah, get those reviews up, my friend. I think you're at 1, right? 1 review. Trust me, when you get to 10 and then 20 and then 30, every review kind of milestone that you get to, you're going to start to see improvements. I don't do OA, Jeff. I only do private label. Why I'm drinking coffee at 5 p.m., I do not know. Yes, Duke. So I've talked about this before. So Duke's talking about the average order value of this account. This account was established 4 years ago. So the criteria that I use now for private label on Amazon is a product with a minimum selling price of $30. That's because of increased cost per clicks, advertising costs, and just to have better margins with my FBA fees, cost of goods, and shipping. Now, this account is in a market where I would never go into today. It was 4 years ago. It was a different game. I think one of the products on this account has like 15,000 plus reviews. Back in the day, it was a very, what's the word? It was a baby market. Like it was a new up and coming market. So it wasn't as established. It was a lot easier to go into. So I wouldn't even launch if I was a new seller and I knew what these products were, I would never launch them today. But at 15,000 reviews, ranked in the top 5 organically, consistently, absolutely amazing tacos, you wouldn't discontinue a product like that. But for new products, we have a different criteria and standard. Hope that makes sense. Sorry, I lost my place. Let me find it again. What's your favorite source for learning PPC ads? If you're looking for something free, I would just go engulf yourself in YouTube. I'm not trying to be biased, but again, free information. I would go look at my PPC strategies, right? Like I know the mentorship program isn't accessible for everyone. Not everybody's looking to pay for a mentorship, and that's totally fine. That's why I don't gatekeep any information. That's why I do these lives. That's why I make videos, right? I would go watch that because you'll get insight on my exact strategies. In fact, on TikTok, if you go look at my last 50 videos, I want to say that like 30% of them are about PPC ads. I've been trying to really invest into PPC strategies on TikTok just because I see a really big gap in the market. Again, go look at my last 20 TikTok videos. I even review other Amazon sellers' PPC ad strategies and let you guys know my thoughts on them. Just because I want to give insight on, like, I say that all information on the internet is not created equal. So just because one person is putting you up on their PPC ad strategy doesn't make it a good one. Like one of the videos I reviewed was someone saying one campaign, 3 ad groups per campaign, which is just right there, bad advice, and then 5 keywords per ad group. I break down in the video why that's not a good strategy. Just to simplify it, Amazon doesn't evenly distribute your budget amongst ad groups and keywords. So you're stretching your budget too thin there, having so many keywords, so many ad groups. You're essentially having 15 keywords in one campaign. If you guys want, we can break that down even more. Oh, my boy's calling me. Hold on, let me text him. He actually might pop in. Okay. Hello from the UAE. What up? What up from SoCal? Hi, bro. I got blocked my FBA inventory. How can I fix it? Why was it blocked? Yeah. Do you advertise on off-platform, aka Meta? We haven't been doing that for our on Amazon traffic, but we have been testing it for off Amazon traffic. So we've been we're actually getting ready to invest a lot in a couple of the brands into like Meta, and we already play around with Google Ads. Yeah, I give up too easily. That's my issue. Did you have an issue like quitting a lot? Not on Amazon. But the person that I was before starting selling on Amazon, again, I was the kid nobody was going to bet on. And so I always felt like I needed somebody else to start a business with me. I had so many business ideas. I I was going to start a flavored air company before I started Amazon. And thank God, God's plan that I didn't start that flavored air. You know what I'm talking about? There were so many different businesses and ideas and in all of those different ventures. I was like, I would tell one of my boys, hey, let's start this business. But because somebody that, they're not aligned with it, they're not motivated. At the end of the day, I'm not motivated either in that scenario. I would never take action. I'd never pull the hypothetical trigger on any of these ideas. That quote, most ideas, decease in the graveyard. So yes, I did have an issue with that, but there was this weird switch. You know what, for you, Rami, 2 books, bro. There's a reason. This isn't just for decoration to like pretend that I read. I read all 3 of these books. There's a reason why I only have 3 books on my shelf. These are my top 3 favorite books of all time. If I could only read 3 books, which I do enjoy reading, it would be these 3 books for business. These being my top 2. So this was the first fiction book that I ever read. It's called The War of Art, not to be confused with The Art of War. Okay. This is by Stephen Pressfield. This book talks about 2 forces in the world, the muse and resistance. The muse being that little voice in your head telling you, hey, Rami, go start that business, bro. You got this. You're going to, one day, God willing, you're going to be successful. And then the resistance, the little voice in your head saying, nah, man, you're not going to make it. You're going to fail. You're going to quit just like you always do, blah, 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 blah. Muse, resistance. And the muse essentially wants you to be the best version of yourself. The resistance wants to destroy you. And this book talks about how it's a constant battle. Like if you think that someone at my level or even someone at Jeff Bezos's level, miles ahead of me, doesn't still deal with the resistance and the muse, that is just not a fact, right? It's a daily battle. So this book gives some insight on that. I really, really recommend this book. And it's very short read, big words. You could, depending on your time, you could probably finish it in a couple days. This is I actually think this is my number 1, the 10X rule. This book just like unlocked something in my mind. This book made me more driven than anything that I've ever written or heard. This book made me realize that I wasn't doing enough in my own life. And it just unlocked this mindset of like anything that I think I need to do to achieve success, right? If I have to put in hypothetically 10 hours of work to get to my revenue goal, if that's what I think, in reality, I have to put in 10 times more the effort to achieve that. And so most people miscalculate what they need to achieve success, what they need to build a profitable Amazon business. Like when I talk about you guys need to make optimizations to your listing, to your reviews. If your ads aren't converting, you can't just throw up one version of your listing and expect that to carry you to $1 million in sales. Business just is not that simple. And Amazon just simply is not that easy anymore. It's easier to learn. The platform has become more competitive. So if you think, oh, I only need to make 1 change to my list or 0 changes to my listing for me to get the conversion rate that I want. No, you probably need to make 10 different changes to your listing. Test that, get feedback from the market. Test that, get feedback from the market. And yeah, I know I touched on that for quite a bit, but I don't know. That question, the homie in here, it reminds me a lot of when I first started my journey. Very similar situation. So I do private label. Looking to expand portfolio is OA a good idea? I would just expand your private label portfolio, my friend. New products. OA is a rat race, in my opinion. If you had to start all over, how would you do it? Exactly. I wouldn't change a thing. Like if I were to go, let's answer this 2 ways. If I were to go back to 2019 and have to repeat, like what would I do different? Not a thing. Not a thing. Even the mistakes that I made, I would not change that. The $12,000 that I lost to a manufacturer, I wouldn't change that because it made me the entrepreneur that I am today. Now, how would I start if I had to start all over today in 2025? Well, you guys can see that journey. If you go to my profile, I have a little playlist there, 0 to 1 mil. I'm starting a brand new Amazon seller account and documenting the journey from 0 to $1 million in sales. And actually, a cool little update. I haven't made a video about this yet. It's not officially live on Amazon, but my freight forwarder just sent me confirmation that our products have officially delivered to Amazon. So they're getting checked in right now. But all the things that I teach in my videos, all the fundamentals, my product criteria, how I do product research, my launch strategy, all of the things is exactly how I would personally launch today. It's not like make a video and then do this. It's like, this is what I teach. This is what I do. Yeah, one review so far. My manufacturer also manufactures some big brands in the niche, so I'm not really worried about getting reviews. I've been told very high quality. Nice. Don't rely on organic reviews either, though. Like, push for reviews. Okay, let's catch up on these questions. Appreciate everybody in the live vibe and asking questions. California Views, thank you so much for the follow. Paramount, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you. Julio, thank you so much for the follow. Do you do coaching? I have money put into it, but not sure where to start. I do. The AMZ Masterclass Mentorship for those of you who wanted a more in-depth guide. I hope everybody sees that, you know, I answer every question. I don't gatekeep any information. I try to go in-depth where I can. But again, the program is just for those who wanted a more in-depth guide from what they already hear and see. Jackie, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you. How is ad cert for PPC optimization? I don't know what you mean by that. Can I learn from you? You can. How can Jag, just message me, bro. I do private label and looking to expand. I answered that already. Can you please do a video on how to create variations step by step? Yeah, I got you. What's your favorite source of? I answered that. I've done it, and there's a problem with the parent ASIN. Are you using a flat file to create the parent variation supplier? If you are, then once you upload it, Amazon's going to tell you what the errors are. So, like, for example, let's say it's an issue with the product name. It'll say error code, blah, 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 blah. And then it'll say product name, and then it'll say what's wrong. So then go back to the Excel sheet, fix the product name, re-upload it. If there's no problems, you're good to go. If there's still some issues, again, it'll tell you what to do. Go back to the flat file and essentially just rinse and repeat that process. How to enroll in what? In Amazon or the program? What do you think about Canada market as a starter? I prefer the USA market. Breezy, thank you so much for the follow. I see you started with 20K with your new account. What's the minimum to start? So big thing to note with this trendy. I did not start with, we have $20,000 in the account. Yes, well, not anymore. We've spent some of that, but we started with $20,000 in the account. We did not need $20,000 to launch. So if you watch the rest of the videos in the series, I actually show the invoices for the product that just got delivered the other day to Amazon. So I'll be making a video of that soon. But we spent $2,700 on our cost of goods we spent $1,900 for our cost of goods for 200 units, came out to about $974 a unit. And then we spent about $800 and something on the shipping for 200 units, came out to about $405 a unit. All in for our cost of goods and our shipping was $2,700. I would say the minimum to start 3K, I would want to have like 3K USD. Simply, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you. Fizz, I don't do wholesale. I do private label. I get sales, but not even 1% of reviews. Any way we can improve? A standard organic review conversion rate is about like 1 to 3%. So you're not off on a normal metric. 100 orders, you'll get 1 to 3 reviews, sometimes 1 to 5. You can use the request a review tool by Helium 10 or Jungle Scout to try to push for more reviews. Obviously, enroll your product into the Vine program and friends and family. What is all the criteria for the products that I launch? Is that what you're talking about? Profit today. We'll show live sales if we get to 5K likes and 20 shares. Little tip, you can just click the share icon, click copy link, and it counts as a share. Wholesaler, private label all day. Yes, I do have a mentorship. Don DeWick, thank you so much for the follow. Isley, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate both of you. You use file loader templates to update listings on brand registry. Are you talking about an Excel sheet to update a product listing, or are you referring to something else? The third book is the Steve Jobs biography. One of my favorite, this is my third favorite book. I think these two are ahead of this, but this one essentially just talks about how Steve Jobs created Apple and the wars that he went to in business, and the underlying message in that book, and the reason why I love it so much, is Steve Jobs listened to his intuition throughout the entire journey of creating Amazon. And a lot of people don't know this. He didn't create Pixar, but if it wasn't for Steve Jobs, we don't have Toy Story or Finding Nemo or any of the companies. I can touch on that in a second. But he let his intuition guide him through the journey. And sometimes that cost him the CEO position of Apple. But because of that, that also, again, caused him to go start one of the biggest animation companies the world has ever seen. In fact, some may argue that it saved Disney animation. Not Disney the company, but Disney animation, like their movies and stuff. So intuition, learning to follow your intuition. And it's funny because, again, why it's one of my favorite books is because, you know, how I talked, almost those three books almost like are the trinity of books to me. The Bible is number one, but the trinity of business books, because, you know, you heard me talking about the muse and the resistance. Your intuition is like the muse. It's that voice telling you like, hey, go start that Amazon business. Hey, go do XYZ. And some of my most successful ventures to date were me following my intuition. There was just this nagging voice like, you have to start this, you have to start this, you have to start this, you should do this, you should do that. And then you listen, you take action, and God's plan. Let's go. Lost my spot. Let me find it. I launched the product 2 weeks ago, working on reviews. I have not gotten any sales yet, not running ads. That's pretty normal then, celebrity. If you're not running ads, you're probably on page like 6. Get those reviews up first and then start running your PPC. But you're not in a bad position. You're fine. That's pretty much that's what 70% of my product launches look like. 75% of my product launches look like. Bessie, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you. Have a few months on Shopify and learned a lot, but made nothing. So do you think start FBA? Rami, what I think is business is challenging. So like if you started Shopify and it's not working out, I don't know why I always think of this, but there was this, did anyone ever watch Jimmy Neutron as a kid? I don't know if I'm young and I'm the only one who watched it or if I'm old, I don't know. But there was this episode of Jimmy Neutron where there's this villain and he essentially creates these wacky inventions, right? But he never finished the invention. So it would be like a robot, but it was only half built. And he would move on to the next one and he could never finish that one. And I kind of see similarities with some people in business where you think that just because one thing isn't working, that the solution is to go to the next business. But then when you start that next business, you just come to find out that that business also has its own challenges and roadblocks and things that you have to figure out in order to unlock that next version of success. So if you launched a product on Amazon, or on Shopify, you paid for a product, you have inventory. If you're not getting sales, that's because obscurity is the biggest demise of a business. Nobody knows your business. Nobody knows your product. You have to hit the ground running. Are you contacting influencers to try to promote your product, send them a free one in return for a post? Are you learning about meta ads and Google ads to try to figure out a way to promote your product? Are you optimizing your landing page to see if your conversion rate is good? Are you creating email flows to see if, like, okay, maybe I got someone on my page, but they abandoned the cart. So am I trying to capture that customer? All of those things are how you're going to unlock the success that you want for your business. And again, so you go launch an Amazon product and then you launch it. You think that you just launch any product, throw it up on Amazon, but then same issue. You're on page 7 on Amazon. You have to build up reviews. You have to run ads. Maybe those ads don't convert right away. So now you have to go make optimizations to the listing, get feedback from the market. So again, every business will have its own challenges. That's where that 10X rule comes in. What's the best product to sell on Amazon? One with good market numbers. I don't just give away products for free. Tech, thank you so much for the follow. Are you looking? No. What was the initial investment? I started with 4,900 USD, but I've launched products for less since then. Where's the link which you are starting a new Amazon account to going through the process? Sell.amazon.com. Is there any sales days on Amazon coming up where there is increased traffic? There's Prime Day, which is not till summer, and then it depends. Is your product, and I know your product, Jag, so I think you're honestly just waiting for summer to pop off, and then your product's probably going to see more traction. Maybe Father's Day, you see. Actually, no, maybe like Father's Day or 4th of July, you see a little. Oh, I guess 4th of July is summer too. Memorial Day, maybe you see a little bit of an uptick because of what your product is. Masterclass is 3K, Jackie. You do private label. I do. I only do private label bound. Jay, thank you so much for sharing the live. For someone who wants to start, you recommend buying products from the factory? Yes, I do private label. Yes, Excel sheet to update product listing. Yeah, then just follow what I said, Dom. 3K, Jackie. Christy, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you. Oasis, thank you so much for the follow. How much do I need as a beginner? I'd say minimum 3K USD. What niche do you recommend to start selling on Amazon? There's lots of good niches. You just find one with a good product. We have products in all types of niches. I like home and kitchen, office products, health and household, baby products, toys and games, pet products, sports and outdoors, patio and lawn, tools, home and improvement. I've seen good products in every market. Do you work solo or do you have a team? I have I have a few Amazon accounts, so I have business partners in those. I do have a step-by-step program wizard. If you go check out the AMZ Masterclass in the TikTok bio. Rev, thank you so much for the follow. Hi, what up, Slay? How many hours do you think someone should spend on creating posts a day as a full-time worker? Any of your free time, bro. You shouldn't watch Netflix. You shouldn't go hang out with your friends every single week, every single day. You should focus on growing your business. Again, 10X. How bad do you want it? Right? Like for me, not an Amazon brand. I had another brand, clothing brand. I would literally wake up, and I'd purposely wake up an extra hour earlier. And so I would wake up at 7 usually to go to the gym. I started waking up at 6. I'd get up and I'd spend a full hour messaging influencers. And then at night, before I went to bed, I would spend another hour sitting there messaging influencers. And I was grinding. I was always creating content, even with a new funnel that we're creating, separate business than Amazon. We launched this funnel in February. No, let's call it January. We launched this new funnel in January. Since then, we've created 50 unique advertising videos. We've created 3 changes to the landing page, and we've created 2 new long form videos that, essentially operate within the funnel. All of that within the less than 90 days, 75 days. That's a lot of iterations, right? We're constantly testing. We've had, not to mention, we've had 20 plus different ad campaigns that we test, multiple different audiences that we test. What's the most profitable product you recommend? There's profitable products in every single niche. How to send from manufacturers to Amazon's warehouse. Once you create your Amazon listing, there's going to be the send/replenish inventory button. You'll go ahead and click that, fill out some box information of your product, and then you're going to get your FBA shipping labels. Take those PDFs, send it to your manufacturer. They label it and then send it over. Before this live, I was worrying about my future, but thanks to you, I now know I can make it. Thank you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And the reason that you know that you can make it, bro, is not because of me. It's because what you know from within. It's your inner voice telling, you know what I mean? You were having doubt. That was that resistance telling you, nah, bro, you're not going to make it. Boom, 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 boom. But the muse, God's plan, right, is like, hey, brother, you have a destiny, and you just have to put in the work to achieve that destiny. And there you go. Is it going to be easy? No, probably not. Is it your destiny? God willing. Why does my target invoice have my name and address? I don't do arbitrage or wholesale. How long does it take to get traffic to a new page if you don't run ads? It's nearly impossible. Not near. I would say it's the anomaly, but you need to run ads. You need ads. You need ads. You need ads. It's 110% a must. Unless you're driving external traffic, but then still you're marketing the product some way. You have to market the product some way. Influencer marketing, Facebook. I mean, if you're with ads, how long would you say? Well, you need reviews, but you can see results instantly from ads. The day that you turn on ads, you can start getting ad attributed sales. Do you do private label? I do. All private label, all the numbers that y'all see on my account are private label. Let's go. Also, y'all, I posted some gym videos on the TikTok. It's been a great live, so we haven't even got a chance to talk about them today. But last video that I posted is how to use Amazon PPC bid adjustments for those of y'all who are running PPC ads. And then the second to last video, if you're running Amazon PPC ads, you need to do this. Let's go. I got brand registry today. Congratulations, nobody. Also, stay tuned for Monday, y'all. If you don't have my post notifications on TikTok, I highly recommend turning them on, because Monday I am dropping a brand new series. It's going to be a 7-day series, a free course on TikTok. Not a free course on TikTok, a free course on Amazon FBA on TikTok. It is 7 videos, over 20 minutes of content, just to give you some context. So that's on average 3 minutes of video, but it's actually a little bit more. It's like 20 something minutes of content. One of the videos is 4.5 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 5 minutes, 4.5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. So quite a bit of content, taking you guys full A to Z how to sell on Amazon. Literally nobody on TikTok has ever done for private label what I am about to drop on Monday. So I highly suggest y'all stay tuned for the journey and turn those post notifications on, because come Monday, it will be in my opinion, in terms of value, even though all the information, I don't gatekeep any information. So as a whole, I think that my whole page is valuable. But as a series where people will be able to go and reference it and follow along, it will be the most valuable pieces of TikTok content that I have made. And I posted over 1,000 videos. I want to do children's / baby clothing. I do not recommend clothing in any regard. Worst, not that people can't succeed, not that people don't make money in it. In my opinion, absolute worst category that you can get into. I've owned a clothing brand. My buddy just sold his clothing brand and has another clothing brand that he wants to sell and they did well. They're good clothing brands because it's just such a headache. It's such a headache. Inventory, you will never, you always have the issue of having excess inventory with clothing and managing that inventory. And then you go drop a new collection and then now you have excess inventory for that collection. And then not to mention clothing on Amazon, you will never win. You will never be able to win when you're getting, I know you said baby clothing, but I did women's fitness, for example, and I didn't put my clothes on Amazon. We were strictly Shopify and social media. You get a pair of leggings for $6, $7, $8. Meanwhile, sellers on Amazon are selling 6 packs of leggings for $22. You just can't compete. Not to mention when you're playing a game of clothing outside of Amazon, you constantly have to be dropping. You can't just drop one collection and then set it and forget it and then hope, think that you'll be just carrying on forever. It's new. People always want the new drop, the new thing. So you'll be doing that. Let's say even if you're doing 200 unit orders, 200 units, I'm going to order small, medium, large. Now I'm going to have excess of large because not as many large parents who have large size babies bought my product, and now I drop my next collection and I try to calculate it accordingly. But this time for this collection, my medium size didn't sell as well. And so now I have excess inventory of there. So let me try to guess it again, and boom, 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 so on and so forth. By your third collection, you will have hundreds. You will have hundreds of units of excess inventory from previous collections that are just sitting, and it's such a pain to manage. There's ways to manage it, of course, 50% off your site and things like that, but it's just a game that I wouldn't want to ever get into again. There's a reason why I got out of the clothing game as well. Everse, thank you for the follow. Selena, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate both of you and everybody in the live vibe and asking questions. What PPC budget would you recommend when you first launch and have no reviews? Go watch my videos on PPC. I have some on YouTube. I start with like 3 to 5 campaigns, $10 a day budget on each. Do you think TikTok Shop is making FBA and drop shipping more difficult? No, I think it's actually helping e-commerce brands and sellers. Give me 2 seconds. Okay. It's really cool that you're giving out this advice for free. I appreciate that. If it wasn't for people giving out advice for free when I first started my journey and throughout my entire journey, I wouldn't be able to be in a position to give all of you advice. So just paying it forward. OJ, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you. Alvin, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you. Everybody in the live, truly appreciate it. I'm terrible with abbreviations, Jay. You got to tell me what that stands for. Just thank you so much for the follow. Do you do wholesale? No, all private label. Again, y'all, I'm so bad at abbreviations. You guys have to spell them out for me. I'm sorry. Thank you, guys. I would have never guessed either of those. So for that, Jay, that is going to be like returns or a late delivery or yeah, I think that covers it. Why not wholesale? Just curious. I don't think it's a good business model personally. I would never get into that business model. What I recommend at least a $30 selling price. That's what we launch our new products now. What's an ideal ACoS to be within the first few months of launching? I don't look at ACoS. I look at TACoS because ACoS does not measure how profitable your account is. Anybody who you ever learned PPC from who is only telling you to track ACoS and you've never heard them talk about TACoS, you probably shouldn't listen to that person's PPC advice anymore. TACoS, total advertising cost of sale, your ad spend divided by your total revenue. and that number should be less than your profit margin. Ideally, you have a tacos ranging between 6 and 15%. Between 6 to 10% is a great tacos. Between 11 to 15% is a solid tacos. Anything over a 16% tacos is too much. How to contact your LinkedIn not working. Can someone verify that? I just clicked it myself and it's working for me. If you guys go to my TikTok profile, it should be working. If not, go try it on IG. My IG is also linked on my TikTok profile, and the same URL is there. So if you guys wanted to join the mentorship, reach out to my team, hop on a call. That is the place to do it. Let's go. Also, make sure that you guys are dropping your comments down below. We've been on live for a minute, so when the comments end or the questions end, then so will the live. Are we good or what? 27 people are bound to have some questions. What up, SS? Good to see you. Do you recommend Amazon FBA US or Canada? US. Am I late or early? Late. It's been on live for about 50 something minutes now. Just under an hour. Been a great live. What up, bro? What up, Alex? Hey, there you go. Changed your username. Now I know your name. What up, Alex? Good to see you. Let's get it. Y'all drop your questions down below. Now is the time to ask. Is Canada worth it? It's a good market, but I prefer US. Which certificate must you have? You need to sell on Amazon. You need a legal government ID, a valid or internationally chargeable credit card, a business bank account, or not a business bank account, a bank account, a verifiable address, capital, of course. I think that's it. A bill to verify your address. How many active products should you target to have? Well, start with one. Start with finding one successful product, and then you build from there. There's no as many as you can. The more successful products that you can launch and manage, the more revenue and profit that you'll make at the end of the day. No, I do not do wholesale. I do private label. How has your life transformed after completing so much in your business? I mean, it's night and day difference, brother. I was working for somebody else, helping somebody else achieve their dreams. I was sleeping on a couch, right? Now I'm able to provide for myself, provide for my family. I have time freedom. I have location freedom. I have financial freedom, right? It is quite the difference. What were your best categories? Health and household, home and kitchen, baby products. How can you add the taxes when checking out? What do you mean add the taxes? Add the taxes where, for what? Henry, thank you for sharing the live. Appreciate you. Let's go. Are you based in the US or Canada? I am in the US. Henry, I was explaining that earlier on this account. Yes, but that's because this account was established 4 years ago. Would never launch those products now today, but we have 15,000 plus reviews, so it's a different game. Nowadays, we look for products with at least a $30 sales price. Amazon handles all the sales tax for you, SS. They collect it. They'll pay it on your behalf. Oh, I got you. Fire. Yes, sir. All right, y'all. On that note, if you guys like the lives and the videos, be sure to go check out the AMZ Masterclass Mentorship Program for a more in-depth guide and to have me as your mentor along your Amazon FBA journey. You guys can go check out the mentorship site, go click apply. You'll go through about a 60-second little application form. If you qualify for the program, you will know because you'll be prompted to book a call from my team. And from there, you'll be able to hop on a call with my team, learn more about the program. My team will be able to learn more about your unique situation and help you create a unique plan for that unique situation. What chair do you have? It's a GT Player. I think that's the brand. Super comfortable. I have a bad back. I actually literally have a broken back. I'm actually going to go talk to a surgeon sometime pretty soon because I might have to get back surgery. And this chair is like a saving grace. Can you spend $5 total on PPC to be successful? No, you can't scale with $5. Well, capital, Maki. You need capital to start. You need capital to join the program. If somebody didn't have the capital to start, we're not going to allow someone to join the program on like a loan, on credit, the line of credit, anything like that. So you have to have capital to start. 40% margins. I got a printer and labels already. Scared to start. I don't know where to start. Check out my videos, but I do private labels. So you're probably looking at arbitrage or wholesale. Do you take EBT cards? No, you're funny, Alex. Is this private label, Henry? That's funny. All right. But like I said, y'all, be sure to check out the AMZ Masterclass Mentorship. Get on a call with my team. They'll be able to help you learn more about the program and help create a unique plan for your unique situation. I hope everyone has a blessed day, blessed weekend. No, I don't. A blessed day and a blessed weekend. I will not be live tomorrow, but I'll be live Monday, God willing. I hope y'all have a great day, great night, and see y'all soon.